So, what is Perkins Law, and how might it be affecting you? Good day to you. How evening, morning, whatever it is. How are you doing? And welcome to another Keeping the Conversation Alive with Will Perry. That's me. So, what is Perkins Law, and are you letting yourself off the hook? So, let me tell you what Perkins Law is, because it's an interesting thing I came across the other day and it made me smile. It is, I quote, the amount of time something will take will expand or contract depending on the amount of time you give it. Okay, so let me run that past you again. Perkins' law is the amount of time something will take will expand or contract depending on the amount of time you give it. Okay. So the amount of time something will take will expand or contract depending on how much time you give it. Okay, that kind of makes sense. Yeah. Okay. So how many times have you put things off? How many have we come to the time of towards the time of New Year's resolutions? Look back on, look back on things. Look back on things when you've given them deadlines, but not really paid attention to the deadlines. Not done enough to work to warrant the deadlines. Not done enough to warrant the outcome, or just you've given something a wish list but not done it. So the amount of time something will take will expand or contract depending on the amount of time you give it. Okay, I'm going to change. I'm going to develop. This is going to be different. I'm going to give up. I'm going to stop. I'm going to do. I'm going to. So how many times have you done this? How many times have you put stuff off? How many times let me give you an example. The emails, the videos, the daily stuff I do, I put off for about 5 years. I put off for about 5 years, and then what we do, we justify stuff. The main thing was I believed I could never be consistent. I can't keep that sort of thing up. I just know. I kind of no, I don't actually miss deadlines, which is interesting for me as a personality type. I don't miss deadlines, but I go up to and have this flurry of activity towards the deadline sometimes. That reflects different personality types. That's mine. People are different and can be different and plan stuff way in advance and schedule it all, which is all cool and great. And I'm getting more like that nowadays. But 5 years ago plus, I knew this was a good thing. Daily content, daily stuff, digestible stuff, lots of content, lots of free resources, all that sort of stuff. Awesome. But did I do it? No. Because I didn't trust myself to be able to do that. I didn't enable, and as I'm thinking, what number is it? I think it's 291. I think I've done 291 emails from Monday to Friday now, consecutively, without missing a single day. So kind of, oh, right. So once you commit to something, you do it. How many days? It's like the AA thing. And I saw this in something Fraser did years ago about measuring. And it's like Alcoholics Anonymous. If you're an alcoholic and you've been off on the wagon, is it off the wagon? On the wagon. If you've been teetotal, you count the days, you count the months, you count the But if you have a drink and a splurge one weekend, say, do you still count on from then? So it's like if it's 3 years and a day, and the day, no, you go back to zero. I messed up, fell off the wagon. 1 day on the wagon, 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. And in terms of counting commitment, I thought, oh, that's an interesting one, because we let ourselves off the hook really easily. So it's like, can you count your consistency in that? It increases the importance of that, the burden of that almost. It's like, oh wow, no, if I drink this weekend, and I am teetotal, but I didn't have to go through that route. I just made the decision. But for me, if it's 3 years, which it is actually, it's 3 years. There we go, 3 years teetotal. If I had a splurge in a drink, which I wouldn't want to do, but sometimes I kind of like I miss some aspect of it. If I did have a drink, then would I go? Oh yeah, 3 years, but I had a drink once a while ago. That's all right. No, it would be day 1, day 2, day 3. So It's an interesting thing, but I've put the emails off for so long, and when I made that decision, here I am 200, I think it's 292 or something like that, consecutively in a row. And this email is, oh, let me just scroll. This video, since I've been doing the videos, this is video 97. There we go. That's interesting. Video 97 again, Monday to Friday, consecutively without missing a thing. So Perkins Law. Okay, so things. How much time will you give something, and do you let yourself off the hook, or at all? So I can be consistent in my, being a vegan, being teetotal, and that you don't have to do this. I'm not saying you should, and being healthy and being consistent in my business. It's like, okay, where do we do things where we want to do? Where in life are we intending to do things but not holding ourselves accountable, where maybe Perkins Law kind of sneaks in there and goes, yeah, and gives ourselves more time than we need to do something. So we need to stop avoiding stuff, stop putting stuff off, and stop letting yourself off the hook, because it's not real, especially the letting yourself off the hook. I did this with one of the group recently. It was in their personality, that they were actually on the personality test. It was like, yeah, they kind of dismiss stuff, including letting themselves off. They don't judge themselves too harshly. They don't judge others too harshly, which is a lovely thing, but they don't also judge themselves too harshly. And actually, in fact, when she interpreted that, and with my help, it was like, oh yeah, she's letting herself off the hook too easily. It's like this Perkins Law is expanding way too much, and actually what she needs to do is tighten it up, be more rigorous, be more structured, and get shit done in that time, which changes the big stuff, the important stuff, which is the transformation. It's like, oh yeah, wow. So stop letting yourself off the hook. Where are you letting yourself off the hook? Is it your, bumps, elbow? Is it letting yourself off the hook with your physique, your health, what is it? Where are you letting yourself off the hook? And science, I'm excited. Science shows that we just keep doing this. And of course, I know in the low self-esteem aspect, it goes down to the deeper core beliefs. It's like, oh no, I can't do it. And that's what you need to solve, the deeper core beliefs, because that's what profligates. Is that a word? Profligates, keeps it going. This kind of momentum comes from here, and it's like, oh, I need to motivate myself to do something externally. Oh no, it doesn't work, because the internal motivation is, oh, you can't do it. You're going to fail and give up. That's what we need to solve. The deeper belief that I can't do it. The deeper belief that I had that I couldn't do emails or content, 5 days a week. Oh no, rubbish. I'd do it for a little bit, then forget it. And then once I've missed it, then I just go, see you, rubbish and crap, and give up and do something different instead. Doesn't work, does it? So we need to be tight and rigorous and structured and disciplined for ourselves. And it's like, oh, that all sounds too much like hard work. But it isn't actually. It isn't actually. Think about the effort, in the reverse of that, the effort of going through everything I've described and giving yourself up and giving yourself a hard time and saying I can't. There's a lot of effort in there, because that effort of beating yourself up is huge. And guess what? When you do it, turn around the other way. That when you discipline yourself, when you become rigorous, when you do this and recognize that this is important and make it important and stick to it, then you get all sorts of chemical releases in your brain that you didn't have before, which are the reverse of, rather than beating yourself up, you can start acknowledging that, some aspects you can do all right in, and it leads to better things all round, which is a good thing all round, is it not? If you see my point, there it is. So solving the deeper problems, of course, is the key to it. So my invitation to you is come and explore this issue on a deeper level, because it's easy to sort of recognise Perkins' Law and that things expand if you just give it a bit too much time, and I can get things done in a shorter amount of time. But actually you can get more stuff done by actually changing this belief. And what can you then start to explore that you've been putting off for years and years and years, that if you just tightened up on and actually challenged for yourself, you could get done, and that could lead you in a very different direction than one that you want to be going in for good. So my invitation is, come and explore this issue. It's a complete rabbit hole. There's so much to it, which is a challenge for me because it goes off in the whole of life. So every aspect of your life is covered in this stuff by this deeper belief. So it's like, this is a rabbit hole of stuff. But let me navigate you through the rabbit hole. Come and look at the video I did last week on that one. Come and have a conversation. Yes, Will, that's all very well, but boom, boom, come and ask me a question. And if you haven't taken the test, take the test, because that's an indication that you've got this. It's just a really quick indication. It's 10 minutes, 2 minutes, 10 questions. It's a really quick indication, self-assessment. It's like, for me, it's relatively reliable in terms of, do you have this low negative belief, this sensitivity to negative emotion about yourself, not about others or the world, because you're positive about that probably, but about yourself, that is there. So take the test. That helps indicate that for me, and for yourself rather. But also, if there's other people that you think could benefit from this, then share this stuff. Help me spread the good word, according to the north, south, and east and west, of where this needs to go, because it covers the whole of life. Many thanks. Have an awesome rest of the day. Speak to you soon. Bye bye.